All right, Pete. See you, Chubb.
Welcome to the Jenks and the Hammer podcast, bringing you the latest NFL news and insights from the perspectives of two die-hard fans. So sit back, relax, and get ready for some football talk with Jenks and the Hammer.
And here we go.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Jenks and the Hammer podcast. It is divisional round of the playoffs. Pretty crazy wildcard weekend. A lot of blowouts. Not very good games. Hopefully, the divisional round is different, closer games, better matchups. We just recorded a really fun bonus episode with special guest Ruud. He's from the Netherlands. He was a winner of a fantasy football league. Really fun conversation about what it's like to be a fan over there. Denver Broncos fan too. Really, really good guy. Big fan of the podcast, and it was a blast talking to him. He became a fan in 2019, 2020. So to go, 3-4 years, he's already winning fantasy football leagues and taking money from us. That's pretty damn impressive. So congrats to you, Ruud. Make sure you go check out that episode after this one. But of course, we got the divisional round picks, and after a little coaching news, and that's gonna do it. Let's get into it.
Quick shout out to our playoff picks group's leaders. In first place, we got an ESPN fan. 2, we got Denver's picks. 3 and 4 are ESPN fans as well. Then we got Puma Cat and Titus. So congrats to you guys. And then another ESPN fan. So we're going to be keeping up with this league. We're going to give shout outs every week throughout all the way to the Super Bowl. I think Hammer's in tied for 12th.
Let's go. I'm beating you. That's all that matters.
I had a very rough week. Let's see where I'm at. I'm in 33rd. So it's not looking good. I had the Browns going to the conference round, so it kind of killed me.
And just a quick reminder to everyone watching, just make sure you just update your name so it doesn't say ESPN 650 or something like that. Make sure, you put your name in there so we can give you, a proper shout out that, you're getting your picks right. One person is 6-0 right now, so that's pretty damn impressive. And I wonder who that is. So please, put your name in.
All right, guys, getting right into divisional weekend. Our picks. So first game, you got the Texans taking on the Ravens, and the Texans balled out against the Browns in a game where CJ Stroud just carried the Texans, and their defense played lights out against the Browns. I mean, they had 2 pick sixes on back-to-back drives against Joe Flacco, who Hammer and I both said was playing really well, and we didn't really expect him to have this bad of a game. But I will say his offensive line played terribly. He was getting pressure in his face every 2 seconds. And the Texans defense just found a way to shut him down in the second half. On the other side, CJ Stroud balled out, and now he's taking on Ravens defense, who's better than the Browns defense they're going to be this week. So I think CJ Stroud's not going to be able to repeat that 275-yard, 3-touchdown performance. And I think the Ravens defense, if they're able to shut down the big plays like the Browns weren't able to, that's their key to winning. I think Lamar Jackson's going to have a good game. He has the good weapons. Mark Andrews may or may not be back. They designate him for return. We're not sure he's going to be back for the game. I think the Ravens win this game, maybe by a touchdown.
Yeah, going back to the Texans and Browns game, we both picked the Browns, and I think the reason why was because that Browns defense is so good. And on Saturday, the other defense outplayed the Browns defense. Houston defense played lights out, pressure in Flacco's face with that beat-up Cleveland offensive line. Get 2 pick sixes on back-to-back drives. Wow. And on top of that, CJ Stroud playing like second best quarterback in the league behind Jordan Love, of course. But, they're taking on the Ravens, and the Ravens are the 1 seed, had a week off, rested some of their guys week 18. And I think this goes for both San Fran and Baltimore, the 2 number 1 seeds, is you don't really know what to expect having 2 weeks off. Like when you really think about it, both of these teams haven't played a meaningful football game in 3 weeks. And having 2 weeks off, that could be a struggle. That can hurt. When I played in high school with football, it was COVID, and we had a game taken away from us because of COVID. So we had 2 weeks off from our next game. And we played a team that we were 10 times better than, and we lost in an ugly game because we just, we didn't play meaningful football. We didn't have, that's something to look forward to, but, something like that. and it stumped us. And that can happen with these number one seeds. As a Packer fan, that's definitely happened to us in the past. When we're a number one seed, and after those 2 weeks, we just kind of come out
Played
flat.
down.
So that can hurt you a little bit. I'm reading all this stuff this weekend about CJ Stroud and Jordan Love, the two young guys taking over the NFL, and I'm bought in. So I'm going to go Texans over the Ravens.
Wow.
They're going to shock the world. CJ Stroud's going to punch his ticket and the Houston Texans ticket to the AFC Championship game.
I like it. Ravens. I picked the Browns to beat the Ravens if they made it this far. Obviously, it didn't. So I'm going to switch my pick to the Ravens here. Ravens win. Next, you got the Packers taking on their arch nemesis in the playoffs, the 49ers, a team that they can't seem to get past. Hammer knows he was at a game where they lost just a couple years ago, and I got to witness him coming back completely defeated, just out of it. But this year they have hope. I mean, they're playing with house money, like Hammer said, and they have nothing to lose. So I'm picking the 49ers here. I think they have too much, and I think they're going to beat them, but I'm going to let the Hammer make his pick here and give us his spiel of Jordan Love. So
yeah, listen, of course, if I was a betting man, I'm going San Fran. I picked them to win the whole thing. They're the better team. But this kid's hot. This kid, Jordan Love, is hot. The Packers team is hot. The defense has been stepping up these past couple of weeks. Jordan Love is playing like the best quarterback in football, I think, since, I don't know, week 12, something like that. I mean, these past 2 months, he's got like 21 touchdowns to 1 pick. He's been lights out. He's been amazing. And Dallas, look, I know Dallas always chokes and this and that, but guess what? That's a tough place to play in. That's still a good team. And Green Bay came out and they spanked them. And if Green Bay, if they come out like that again against a San Fran team that might come out a little slow because of the 2 weeks off, they come out firing underdog spirit. Defense is making plays early. Jordan Love and Aaron Jones are, getting that offense going, scoring 7 points on the first drive. It could get scary for San Fran because this Packer team is just, they're young. They don't know any better. They really don't. But of course, I'm going with the Packers. I think they finally beat San Fran. The Packers and San Fran in the playoffs. When Aaron Rodgers has played against them, he's 0-4 against San Fran. When they play in the playoffs without Rodgers, the Packers are 4-1. So that's a stat that San Fran fans don't want to see. Because guess what? We don't got 12 anymore. We got 10, all right? So maybe we got a chance of beating you guys. I think this is going to be a great game, though. I don't think San Fran's defense is going to be ready for this Packer offense. It's not going to be like past years.
I think they will.
I don't think so. I think Green Bay is going to move the ball on them. And I think this is going to be a high-scoring game. Just like I said the Cowboys game was going to be. I think this is going to be a high-scoring game. Of course, Green Bay, I got winning it. And the two young Bucs, CJ Stroud and Jordan Love, are going to be in the conference games for their two on their two sides, AFC and NFC.
I think the key is Brock Purdy. If Brock Purdy plays well, then I think the 49ers win. If you guys are able to pick him off like you guys did Dak Prescott, Jair maybe makes a couple good plays, then I could see the Packers winning. It's definitely possible, but I think the 49ers have too much to lose this game.
Hopefully Jair plays because he's a little banged up right now, but that's gonna be a big loss. But we'll see what happens. I like this team going in with no expectations.
Yeah, for sure. I get it. If it was a Saints fan and the Saints are taking on the 49ers, be optimistic too. So I get it. Next, you got the Bucs taking on the Lions, and man, the Bucs could not have gotten away easier in their wild card matchup playing the Eagles. Like, the Eagles were completely going on a downspin. They were completely falling apart at the seams. You got AJ Brown, who took away the Eagles everything on his Instagram, deactivated his social medias, and then you had the team losing to the Cardinals and the Giants in their final 2 games. Jalen Hurts not looking that great, other than a tush push. And in this game against the Bucs, they looked all right. They didn't look terrible. Jalen Hurts, he made a few good throws, made a few bad ones, but the Bucs just blew him out. Like, it didn't look like the Eagles wanted to be there. I don't think the Bucs have played a good. They beat the Panthers 9-0. Like, that's not impressive. And they beat the Eagles, who are on a downfall. Now you're coming to the Lions' house in Detroit, and their fans are going to be packing the house. They're going to be rowdy. They're going to be loud. And I don't think Baker Mayfield has what it takes to come into Detroit and beat them. So I'm going to pick the Detroit Lions beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers by 2 touchdowns. I think they do it. I think they can. I don't think the Bucs are good. I don't. frankly, they're here out of luck because the division sucked. They are. The Saints sucked. They should have won. The Falcons also sucked. They fired their head coach. So the Bucs, congrats, you made it this far, but you're not making it any farther.
Yeah, that's your inner Saints fan talking.
It's truth,
The
though.
Bucs are a good
It's
team.
truth.
They're decent. They got weapons. They got dudes. I told you they were going to be good preseason. You had them coming last in the division. So I think this is a close game. I don't think it's a 2-touchdown game. I think this is a close game. Detroit's passing defense is really bad. They can't rush the passer. And the secondary is weak. Tampa's got weapons. Baker's firing that thing. I think it's going to be a close game. Sadly, I have the Lions winning. That home crowd's going to be going nuts like it was Sunday night. And yeah, I just want to say this. I think when you look at these 4 NFC teams left, the NFC is very weak. San Fran, this should
Very
be
weak,
this
yeah.
should be a cakewalk for them. But when my Green Bay Packers upset the San Fran, since San Francisco 49ers, and either play the Bucs or the Lions in the championship game,
Don't say it, John.
Jordan Love is going to
Don't
go
say
to
it.
the Super Bowl in his first year starting. Pretty incredible. If he gets the job done this weekend, I think Green Bay beats Tampa or Lions. I mean, easily. But that's just me. I'm gonna go with the Lions here, like I said. And yeah,
I think the Lions are hoping you guys win. If they win, I think that's just a great matchup. It's a better
That's-
matchup than the 49ers for them, but that would be
yeah,
a
yeah.
great NFC championship
No one
game
wants to
for
play
sure.
San Fran. Yeah,
Yeah, no one wants to play San
Fran.
Fran. But I will say, I disagree with the Lions having a bad pass defense. In the season they did, it looks like they kind of got it together a little bit. The Rams have a great pass offense. That's basically their thing. Is like they have all the weapons. Matt Stafford's probably a top 5 quarterback in the league right now, and they were able to shut him down pretty well. So I think the Lions are able to shut down the Bucs.
I don't think they shut Stafford down that well. Puka went
Yeah,
off.
they held him to what? 21 points? 23?
Puka went off.
Yeah, they still held him to 23 points. That's all you need.
Mm.
That's all you need. And
He's-
they're 10 times better than the Bucs. I'll say that. Saints shut down the Bucs. I mean, the Lions can do it too. Next,
Oh,
you got the
God.
Chiefs.
Can I just
taking
say?
on the
Let me just say something. Forget about the Saints. Second thing, Packers revenge tour starts now. When you look at the other 3 NFC teams, and these are the 3 teams the past 3 years that took Green Bay out of the playoffs. In 2020, it was the Bucs in the NFC Championship game. In 2021, it was the Niners in the divisional round. And last year was the Lions kicking the Green Bay Packers out of the playoffs. So it's Jordan Love's revenge tour. It's saying, 12, you couldn't do it, but I'm going to do it. And it's going to be a Cinderella story. It's going to be pretty fantastic to watch.
All right, man. We'll see it. I'll believe it when I see it. Anyways, next game, you got the Chiefs taking on the Bills in a game that has been played in Kansas City, I think 2 or 3 times in the last 4 playoff seasons. The Bills haven't had a home game against the Chiefs in the playoffs in any of their matchups. This is Patrick Mahomes' first away playoff game. So we're going to see if he's able to go in and keep up his good playoff performances away from being in Kansas City. And they came out last week. They finally looked like the Chiefs we were expecting against the Dolphins in a game that was one of the coldest games of NFL history. And they still were able to pass the ball. They still were able to run well. They looked like themselves again, and their defense was playing really well. So this is going to be a tough matchup for the Bills. But on the other side, the Bills, man, their offense was finally coming together that first half of the Steelers game. Josh Allen had that one crazy, crazy run in the first half that, when he's getting an open field, it's very, very hard to take him down, and he showed it in that game. So if he's able to keep that up, I think they have a shot at winning this game. I made this pick going in. I'm going to pick the Bills. I'm sticking with it. I'm picking the Bills to beat the Chiefs at home in Buffalo. It's going to be another cold game. Bills have the home field advantage. Fans are going to be going nuts. Bills win.
I'm going to go with the Bills as well. They've just been on a tear. They've been playing better football than Kansas City. I trust them more at home. Pat Mahomes' first playoff game away, and I think it's going to be a loss. I'm going Buffalo.
I like it. And real quick, we just want to discuss the coaching changes across the league. And for the Saints, especially, we finally got rid of Pete Carmichael. So I was ecstatic yesterday. I was in my first day of classes, and I'm sitting there, and I see a notification. Pete Carmichael is finally gone, and I was unbelievably happy. I texted him, or I tweeted out the brown bag days are over for everyone that saw me have a Fire Pete bag on my head. And I was just super happy. The Saints are already put in requests for Zach Robinson, the passing game coordinator for the Rams, which is something that's always a positive. If they're related to McVay or Shanahan, anything like that. That's something you want to look for. And I think we also put in a request for the Bengals QB coach, Dan Pitcher. So two things that are looking good for the Saints there, two candidates that I don't mind either way. And then across the board, you had a couple other teams. The Falcons just interviewed Jim Harbaugh as well as Bill Belichick. So either of those coaches go there and kind of be upsetting for Saints fans, thinking that the Falcons are out there getting better while we're stuck with Dennis Allen. And then there's a couple other teams. Hammer, I think we both wanted to discuss. It was the Eagles and the Cowboys, what they're going to do with their coaches. So what do you think, Hammer? Do you think they keep Belichick for the not Cowboys? Do you think they keep McCarthy for the Cowboys? Or do you think, and for the Eagles, do you think they keep Sirianni?
I think Sirianni's out in Philly. I just think that organization, that fan base, that city, they're rough. And
Yeah.
these past 2 months don't cut it. It's unacceptable, especially, coming off a Super Bowl appearance and starting 10-1 this season to finish like that. I don't know. There's a lot of questions around him. I think he's got to be gone. I don't really like him in general too. I think he's like a douchebag.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's a douchebag. I wouldn't want to play for him. So, and then going to Dallas, Mike McCarthy. This one's really interesting because what happened? Wow, no one saw that coming, and that shows. That kind of performance. That's on the coaches for not getting your guys ready, and it's also for the guys for. I guarantee some of them quit the beginning of the second half on the game when you're down 27-7. But it's tough because McCarthy's been there, 3 years now? He's had 3 12-win seasons. I think he's won 2 playoff games. I think he lost 3. So I think he's 2-3 in the playoffs, or maybe he's 1-3. I don't know.
Rough start.
It hasn't been good in the playoffs, but, you win 12 games a year. I don't know. It's tough. I'm just saying,
would you rather Hammer?
If you're Dallas, it's either like Belichick, because I'm just saying, if you don't get Belichick, what's another head coach that's going to be better than Mike McCarthy? I don't think there's one out there. No,
Ben Johnson, Jim Harbaugh.
I don't think Ben Johnson goes there.
I don't think Jim Harbaugh does it. I think Bill Belichick does, though.
I'm saying it's only Bill, and I'm saying, let's say, you don't land Bill. I'm just saying, I don't think there's a better candidate out there than Mike McCarthy. I don't know, especially because of your team and the way it's built. Dallas isn't like an old team, but they're not like a young team. Like a team in between. They're definitely a team to win now. And Mike McCarthy is like a coach to win now. You're not going to get some young guy that's going to figure it out and kind of input a new system and let that kind of grow and develop for a couple of years. When Mike McCarthy, the system, Dan Quinn. Does he stay now because of that defensive performance? I don't know if anyone wants him for a head coach. That's interesting. We'll see what happens there. But I think Dallas keeps him. Unless they get Belichick. If they don't get Belichick, I'm just I don't know who else kind of fits that system. I don't know who is really better option than Mike McCarthy to go win now with that Dallas team.
Yeah, I agree, but I do think they got to get rid of him. I think they need changes. I think
so who Dallas. Do they go?
I think they go Belichick, and I think they try to. And if not, they're going to go after Ben Johnson as well. I think he would be willing to go there as a young guy.
See, but I think
Dak has weapons, have a decent defense. I
think that's all. Ben Johnson goes there. I think he goes.
I think he's a Chargers guy.
I think he's Chargers too. I think he's Chargers too.
But I think that's a great option for them as well, and I think they will try. I think Jerry Jones throws a shit ton of money at whoever they're trying to hire. I think he just goes, "Hey, we'll slide you a bank number over to you."
But I think the one thing that's a little concerning, if you want McCarthy gone, is it's been a couple of days since the game. You know what I mean? Wouldn't you think there would be a coaching change like that if it was going to happen? You already got to be searching and doing interviews and stuff like that. So I don't know.
I think maybe they could possibly, if it's not done by next Monday, I don't think they're going to make a change. So we'll see what they end up doing there. As far as the Eagles go, like you said, Nick Sirianni needs to go. I tweeted out at halftime, I think, or right after the Bucs scored their second or third touchdown. I literally tweeted out, I was like, Nick Sirianni is fired. He has to be. When he got there, he was basically, he represented Philly. He was a tough, gritty guy, kind of a douchebag. That's what Philly is. Like they're gritty people. They're not the friendliest, but they're gonna get things done. They're gonna go try to win. That's what he was. But now that he's not winning these major games and the team's looking like it's falling apart, it really is. And I think they're gonna lose a couple major pieces, and it's looking more and more like those coordinators what was really doing everything for them that they lost both of this past season. So
Yeah,
it'll be interesting what the Eagles do.
Yeah, both of those guys in Arizona and the Colts both having pretty decent years. I think
Arizona
all things
Arizona
considered.
beat expectations, I feel like, considering no
Me
one
too.
really expected anything from them. So
Me too. Yeah, so that's gonna do it for coaches. Changes, updates for this week. So Jenks, closing thoughts before we go into the divisional round. Really 3 more weeks left to football. This conference game and then Super Bowl. So
not really, but I just want a Bills Lions Super Bowl. That's what I want.
Bills,
Both
Lions.
teams, no Super Bowls, would just be
Thanks,
something
Jenks.
interesting to see.
Thanks for being a team player. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
I don't want to see the 49ers in there. Packers I could live with, but then I got to deal with you going nuts.
Yeah,
so.
but I mean, I think if I got to pick, Packers, Texans, that'd be awesome.
That's not bad either. 2 young quarterbacks.
Stroud against Love, the future, that would be awesome.
Real quick, if random off the beat here, if you haven't watched the TED show on Peacock yet, it's worth watching. It's a good show, good comedy. So that's for you, Hammer. You should watch it. But
Yeah, I just finished the Bears, so I got something to watch now. Thanks,
You're
Jenks.
you're welcome.
Thanks.
I'm the source for that. I know.
There you
I
go.
know. So I gotta give it to you.
All right, well, Packers. Hey, you shocked the world once. Let's do it again. No one thinks you can go win this game. It's the number 1 seed, so let's go prove some people wrong. Let's do it. I'm excited. I can't wait for the game. But with that being said, that's going to do it for this episode. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok at JenksHammerPod, and you can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube at JenksHammer Podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Comment who you think's going to win this weekend, why the Packers are going to win this weekend. I want to hear it. All right. Have a good week. Enjoy football. Until next time. Go Pack Go.
See you guys.
Thank you for tuning in to the Jenks and the Hammer podcast. Remember to leave a review and follow all of our social media pages at Jenks Hammer Pod for more content. Until next time, who dat and go Pack Go!